Alright, hello everybody. This is going to be a Madden 24 simulation where the computer is going to run both the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Eagles are obviously my most hated team because I've been a Cowboys fan ever since I was a young kid. We see here that I haven't changed any of the uh, any of the settings or player stats or anything like that. We see the Philadelphia Eagles in Madden 24 have an overall of 23, and they are playing in Dallas, where Dallas has an overall rating of 91. So we're going to go ahead and play the simulation. I'm going to be announcing some of the gameplay over the announcers in the game, and we'll see what happens. We'll pretend that this is a preview of the upcoming game on Sunday Night Football, which is, I believe, coming December the 10th. So definitely the game of the week this weekend, and this is a game that many people have been eagerly awaiting this whole season. Okay, here we want to go a simulation. We want to do a presentation, even teams, no. We're going to go ahead and set this for like 12 minutes. Accelerated clock, yes, we want to turn that on. And we want to go ahead and keep accelerating until there's only like 10 seconds left. This is going to be a night game, so we're going to turn it on at night game here. And we're going to go ahead and advance to the game. Here we go.
DA sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star.
If I lower the volume, that sucks. Okay. There we go. So the Cowboys are getting the ball. We got Turpin. And look at this. Could this actually happen? And this is why I'm live streaming this game, guys. I'm live streaming this game on Twitch so you guys know I'm not just keep playing the game over and over and over again until I get the result I want, which is a Cowboys win, obviously. He is their special teams player, their kick returner, and he runs it back for a touchdown to start the game off. Boy, I would be ecstatic if that's the way the Cowboy game starts. The Cowboys-Eagles game starts this weekend. So obviously the Cowboys are going to kick the ball off after they score. Let's see if we can stop the Eagles here as a Cowboys fan. There we go. Stop them at the 25-yard line. That's one thing we'll probably definitely see a lot of on Sunday night. The Cowboys and the Eagles do not like each other, and this has been going on for at least the last 3 decades. The Cowboys and the Eagles probably hate each other as much or more than any other teams in the league. So we have Hurts back. Jalen Hurts is back for the quarterback. Oh no, is that Brown? A.J. Brown, yep. Wide open. And he is playing against, yeah, he's playing against Bland, covering him. Boy, that would sure continue with, yep, Bland, number 26. That would sure continue with what Seattle did. Seattle exposed Bland last week on Thursday Night Football. That would sound about right. And they're going with Swift. DeAndre Swift getting the ball, running for about 9. Cowboys need some defense here. Yeah, I thought he got 9 yards. He only got 7. Wow. Come on, defense. Where's our defense at? Well, that was a nice pass, Hurts. I do like that. I like how this Madden, like, Hurts basically said, hey, that was my fault. Pointed his fingers at his own chest. I like that that was simulated, even in a video game. All right, Dallas, we need a stop on 3rd and 3. And that is exactly what we needed, is a Butterfingers. So they're going to have to kick a field goal here. I wouldn't say Dallas actually stopped them. It was more like they stopped themselves. Oh, they're going for it on 4th and 3. That does seem like something the Eagles would do here. Except they'd probably try to do a tush push for 3 yards. There's a penalty, and that's going to be offensive holding. Now it's going to be 4th and 9. You got to kick the field goal now, right? Yep. Jake Elliott going for the field goal here. 48-yard field goal, and it's good. Thank God for that holding on the offensive line of Philadelphia. Well, we do got a pretty good game early on in this simulation. Still got a lot of time left, especially since I only set the game to 10-minute quarters. Or 12-minute quarters, rather. There's still over 10 minutes left in the first quarter. This might be a high-scoring affair if we continue this game like this. Holy cow. Again, the long load times. All right, can we get a second Turpin run back for another touchdown? And there he goes, but no, he didn't even make it up to the 25 that time. So this will be our first look at the Cowboys offense. See if they can keep the pressure on the Eagles offense to keep scoring. Eat up some of the clock. There goes Pollard. Going to be a 7-yard gain. Make it 2nd and 3. Look how young Mike McCarthy looks there. Dak Prescott in the I formation up to the line. Take the snap, and it's going to be another handoff to Tony Pollard. Yeah, it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 here. And this is exactly where the Philadelphia Eagles, in a real game, would do the tush push probably on 3rd and 1 to get that easy first down. I haven't seen any other team pull that tush push play off with as much success as the Philadelphia Eagles have done the last couple of years, actually. Pollard gets an easy first down here, though, with about an 8-yard run. 3rd and 1. Definitely a good run. 9-yard run, actually. And he just goes right up the middle with the blocking there by the offensive line. If the Cowboys have this kind of success early on their first drive, I will be really happy. Let's see if they can continue the drive, though. And it's a 4th run. I think we got a hold here on the Cowboys. Yep. Holding on Tyler Smith. That's going to bring it back. Make it 1st and 16 after the hold. From their own 36-yard line, 1st down and 16. And it's another run. They are just not... They are not backing away from the run. Only a gain of 1 there, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15. I would think even in the... Yeah, they don't think they're going to pass here, even in a computer simulation here. 15 yards is a lot to get. And that is to their rookie tight end. Oh, no, that's not rookie tight end. That's Ferguson. Jake Ferguson is becoming quite a threat for the Cowboys. I think he has like 5 touchdowns going into this game. About 500 yards, something like that. But he's definitely becoming a favorite target of Dak. We got a penalty down. Roughing the passer. It's going to be a 15 yards tacked onto that pass. That's going to set the Cowboys up pretty good position down inside the 30 of the Philadelphia Eagles with 27. First 10. First down and 10. And that was just a bad pass by Prescott, almost like the ball got tipped or something.
Play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Second and 10 from the Philadelphia Eagles 27-yard line. Prescott up to the line. He's got Pollard behind him, but he's going for a pass. And that was a great catch. That was Brandon Cooks, wide receiver. They got it from the Texans last year, or in the offseason.
But when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
3rd and 1 from the Philadelphia 18-yard line. And Pollard picks that up easy. About a 4-yard scamper. Cowboys got a first down and 10 at the 13-yard line. This is the area where the real Cowboys haven't had the greatest success of converting these into touchdowns. That was about a 4-yard run by Dak Prescott when the pressure came in. Going to make a second and a long 6, second and short 7. They've got to get to about the 3-yard line for a first down. Dak Prescott back in the pocket. He finds his... That's Pollard over the middle.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 1 now. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game.
Another 3rd down and 1 for the Cowboys, who have had a pretty impressive drive, eating up most of the first quarter on this drive here. Dak Prescott is back, and that is a great catch. That is Michael Gallup. It's going to be first and goal to goal from about the 6-inch line. Yeah, he's inside the 1-yard line. First and goal from inches outside. Dak Prescott in the shotgun on this play. And that was a great catch to Brandon Cooks in the back of the end zone. I'm surprised he got the ball in bounds. Did he catch that in? He did. Look at those feet are in bounds. They both touch. What a play. So the Cowboys take the early lead. Well, they had the early lead from the kickoff return from the kickoff, but now they take a bigger lead with a 14-3 lead after that touchdown drive. That kind of a drive is really that's just got to be a really draining kind of drive for the defense. To have the offense to drive down the field like that methodically, continuing to get first down after first down, continuing to hold them to 3rd down and 2, 3rd down and 1 several times as we saw in that drive. But then to have the Cowboys hand it off and just pick up an easy first down with like a 5 to 7 yard run on 3rd and short. It's got to be very demoralizing for a defense. We see it all the time in the real NFL games. Cowboys are going to kick off after the touchdown drive. And we get the returner for the Eagles. Running it back. He did get good yardage. Got out to about the 29-yard line.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. And last time able to get 3.
Extracurricular activity by the special teams on that kickoff. We got Odigizua, who's been a force for the Cowboys on the defensive line. We got Micah Parsons, who almost always gets double teamed. And that is an interception by who else? Deron Bland. And Deron Bland was covering Brown on that play. And that was a very quick turnover. And that was a strike from Dak Prescott to who else but Brandon Cooks, who is coming in big in this simulation of a game. That was a perfect pass from Dak to Cooks.
Nicely executed curl route.
Look at that. Very nice curl route. First down and 10 at the Philadelphia Eagle 35-yard line. Dallas threatening again after the interception. And the nice 13-yard burst by Tony Pollard right up the middle again. Seems like all these runs by the Cowboys, at least in the simulation, are killing the Eagles right up the middle. Dak Prescott up to the line for this first down and 10 from the Philadelphia Eagles 22-yard line. Dak Prescott backs up, throws it, and that is to, I believe, C.D. Lamb. That is Lamb for a 5-yard gain. We're getting down to the end of the first quarter now with less than a minute left. Cowboys with a 2nd and 5. Dak Prescott in the shotgun. He's back. He's looking, surveying the field. And that is to Lamb for a touchdown. A very believable drive there. A very believable interception on the last drive as well, going from Jalen Hurts to Deron Bland. The Madden announcer basically said the Cowboys are on pace to score more than 80 points in this game. Yeah, I might have set the quarters a little bit too long, setting it for 12 minutes. But we'll see how the game goes. We need the simulation to punt a few times, because we know in the real football game they're very unlikely to score every time they get the ball on both offenses. And Madden, it seems like there's very few punts. It just seems like the offenses are a little bit too good, or maybe the defenses are a little bit too bad, at least in these Madden simulations. So that's why you kind of got to turn the quarters down from 15 minutes, whether you go down to 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Because if you set the quarter length at 15 minutes for a computer AI versus computer AI simulation, you're probably going to have some really high scoring games. Boston Scott takes the ball out, only gets out to about the 22-yard line. The Cowboys with a massive lead, that kickoff return that went all the way back for a touchdown. And then we had the Brandon Cooks touchdown in the back of the end zone. And then recently we have had it Hurts to Bland interception at about the 40-yard line. And then the Cowboys took that interception and made him pay for it with a touchdown strike from Dak Prescott to C.D. Lamb over the middle. Swift gets about 4 yards on the last run, making a 2nd down and 6. We have Jalen Hurts in the shotgun, and we have the end of the quarter there. So definitely time for the Eagles to breathe, think about what's going on, relax a little bit, and hopefully make a game of this Madden simulation. But I got to tell you, as a Cowboys fan, if I saw the Cowboys up 21-3 at the end of the first quarter, I would be ecstatic. I would be ecstatic this Sunday night if that was to happen. We got an I formation. We got a handoff to Swift, but he is stuffed by Odigizua in the middle of the line. And that is also very believable. Odigizua is a very good run stopper in the middle of the defensive line. So now we have a 3rd down and 6. This is a critical play for the Eagles. Critical play for the Cowboys to continue their momentum in the game. But the Eagles really need a first down here. Hurts is back, throwing, and a misfire by Hurts. And they are just too... Yeah, they haven't got any... They're too far in their own territory to be going for it on 4th and 6 here. Even though they're down 21-6, this is not a place where you want to go for it. Way too early in the game and way too far in their own territory. So the Eagles are back to punt. I was just talking about how we need to see some punts. Turpin catches the punt. Goes for about 3 yards after catching it. He stopped really quickly. But the Cowboys have really good field position here. at their own 42-yard line.
Looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in.
This will be the third time the Cowboys have had the ball.
Just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because
Dak Prescott is back, surveying the field, throwing over the middle to Michael Gallup, who got open, which is something we haven't seen. That play right there is a little more unbelievable. We just haven't seen Gallup getting that much separation so far this season. He hasn't got that much separation very often at all. Been very disappointed in Michael Gallup as a Cowboy fan this year. Dak Prescott is back in the shotgun for a first down and 10. And Pollard catches the out. And he is creamed there after a gain of 5.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably.
We're still early in the second quarter. Dallas is already driving. This is their third drive. They're already down at the Eagle 33-yard line. 2nd and 5. Dak Prescott surveying the field. He threw back across his body, which is something you really don't want to do very often. Going for CD Lamb, but he threw it too high. Too hard of a catch for CD Lamb on the sideline there. 3rd down and 5 now.
A perfect 4 for 4 thus far.
Cowboys changing up the play. Dak Prescott changing the play at the line. In the shotgun. Looking for an open man, and he's got him. That's Pollard over there for a first down. This fires up the Eagles. Eagles are showing their frustration, with the Cowboys virtually looking unstoppable early in the simulation. Cowboys got a first down at the Eagle 26-yard line. Dak Prescott taking this ball and running backwards. Gets it out to CD Lamb, who's got yet another first down. Scampering along the left sideline. It's going to be another first down at the Eagle 15-yard line after that scamper along the sidelines after the catch. Dak Prescott in the shotgun. The Cowboys being very aggressive here in this computer simulation. And he gets it over to one of his favorite targets in Jake Ferguson, the big tight end, who runs for about 8 yards. I love that simulation where the corner couldn't get off of Ferguson there. Looks a little bit weird. Cowboys in the shotgun. Dak in the shotgun, even on 2nd and 2 here, but I feel like he's going to hand it off to Pollard, but he didn't. Instead, he throws to Pollard, to his left side, who scampers out of bounds for yet another first down. It's going to be first down and goal to goal from the 2-yard line. Dak Prescott is looking red hot in this computer simulation, and that's one thing that's very believable because Dak has been red hot for about 7-8 straight weeks right now. Dak in the shotgun on 1st and goal from the 2, and it is a touchdown yet again to CD Lamb. Yet again to CD Lamb. The Cowboys are blowing away the Eagles in this live stream. Blowing them away. Let me go ahead and turn down the simulation a little bit, just because it's a little bit loud in my ears. I don't know how loud it is for you guys. And the PAT, very believable as well. This kicker they got a hold of from the USFL, he's been on fire. Brandon Aubrey has been really, really good. He's looking like he's going to be a legit kicker for a long time in the NFL. Yeah, the Cowboys found a gem with him. So the Cowboys, about halfway through the second quarter, just blowing out the Eagles at home, 28-3. That score is a little bit unbelievable. Hard to believe, but like I said, I will be ecstatic as a Cowboys fan if the Cowboys ever have a 28-3 at any point in this upcoming game, even if it's like the 3rd quarter or 4th quarter. Yeah, the Eagles are a really good team. They're 10-2 after their loss to the San Francisco 49ers last Sunday. But they are still a big-time threat to anybody in the NFC, anybody in the NFL, actually, much less the Dallas Cowboys. So they always play pretty close games with. Well, I'm going to take that back. The Cowboys and the Cowboys and the Eagles don't always play each other close. A lot of times there are some pretty good blowouts. If we go back over the previous scores the last few years, even though they're pretty well matched most times, there have been several blowouts that have been like 44-16 and stuff like that. Jalen Hurts is back in the shotgun on this first down. That's going to be his tight end, Goddard. Dallas Goddard is the tight end the Cowboys wanted a few years ago. I think it was like 6 years ago in the draft. I think the Cowboys had the 50th pick. They were looking at Goddard. The Cowboys needed a big tight end after, losing Witten, or when they knew that Witten wasn't going to be there much longer. They were going to get Goddard, and that's when the Eagles made a trade to move up right in front of the Cowboys, and they took Goddard, who, when the Cowboys had their eyes on him. I will never forget how pissed off I was when I was watching that draft and I saw the Eagles make that move to steal Goddard from them. So that is a big play for the Eagles, getting that first down reception there. Moving up to the Dallas 40-yard line. Can the Eagles get back in this game? Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. Clerk looking. Very short throw, but it is another completion to Dallas Goedert. That's only about a 1 or 2 yard gain, though. Second down and 9. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun again. He's got DeAndre Swift to his right side. But he goes back for the pass. Rolling to his left a little bit. And it's another pass to Goddard, who this time he is able to run for the first down, getting a gain of about 11 yards. And the Eagles are definitely threatening now down inside the Cowboy 30-yard line. First and 10 at the Cowboy 27 to be exact. And Jalen Hurts hands off to Swift, or he fakes the handoff to Swift, keeps the ball himself. He even faked me out on that. And he has a nice 9-yard gain running to his right after the fake handoff to Swift. Down to about 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Jalen Hurts back in the shotgun again with DeAndre Swift to his right. That's another short pass to Goddard. Goddard has 4 receptions, but they're short gains, only 20 yards total. Still, that's a first down. The Eagles now threatening the Cowboys at the Cowboy 16-yard line, first down and 10. Jalen looking in the end zone, and that's going to be a pass interference penalty on... Oh, no, that's a roughing the passer penalty on Odigizua. Let's take a look. We didn't really see a good view of that, but evidently Odigizua roughed up Jalen Hurts on that one and gave him a first down and goal at the 8-yard line. Half the distance of the goal, basically. Jalen Hurts is in the shotgun. He hands it off to Swift, who is tackled by no other than Micah Parsons. Very believable call there, with Swift getting hurt by the very aggressive Micah Parsons, who tackles in there on that last run. Swift got a gain of 2, but was stopped by Micah, and it looks like he is out for at least the foreseeable future. We'll see if he ends up coming back. Down under 4 minutes left in the half. Jalen Hurts is looking. He's rolling to his left. He's going to go for it, and he's going to slide down at about the 4-yard line. I agree with that scramble by Jalen Hurts, though. Live to fight another day, and he still gained a couple of yards. Jalen Hurts is in the shotgun for this 3rd and goal. He's got Brown over to his left-hand side. And he threw it to who else but Goddard. Dallas Goddard got the touchdown there. Dallas Goddard has been definitely Jalen's favorite target on this drive. And a nice catch over the middle for a touchdown. So the Eagles are pulling their way back into the game. And remember, the Eagles will get the second half kickoffs as well as the Cowboys receive the first half kickoff. So just over 3 minutes left in this first half. Again, the loading time here. Consider these loading times kind of like your commercial break in a real game, right? Just kind of sit here and listen to me, blab or be quiet and the awkward silence, right, as the game loads. So we'll see if the Eagles in this simulation can put up a fight that we've seen them do in a few of these games this year in the real football season. Another kickoff to Turpin, who catches it at about his 5-yard line and who can't even get out to the 25. He stopped at the 22. Eagles seem like they're doing a good job, or a lot better job of covering him up since that first kickoff that he ran back all the way home for a touchdown. Are we going to see Dak Prescott in the shotgun again here? Actually, they're the I formation for this. And it looks like it's going to be a handoff to Tony Pollard, and it is. Tony Pollard tries to go right, but is stopped by the very good Philadelphia defense. Second down and 7 for the Cowboys, with the clock running. For the 2nd and 7, Dak Prescott's going to get back in the I formation. Tony Pollard to his left. He's looking for an open receiver, and he throws it long. And that is to Pollard, who is going to be gone for an easy touchdown. He got behind the defense there, and there was nobody else, no safety help for the Eagles to even come close to putting a stop to him. And he just simply ran right by both the safeties and the corners of the Eagles there. There was just no help in that defense for the Eagles there. Back deep to nobody fast enough to catch him either. So the Cowboys continue to pile it on with what seems like either crippling long drives or really fast strikes, as we saw in that last drive. The long pass from Dak Prescott to Tony Pollard. I think that was about a 75-yard touchdown reception from Dak to Pollard. Made it look too easy, that's for sure. So we still got the 2-minute warning here. 2 minutes and 12 seconds in the first half. Score is already through the roof high. And as the AI announcer said in the first quarter, the Cowboys are still on pace to score about 80 points in this game. Now, we have seen a lot of football games where one team is ahead of the other team 35-10 at halftime. Seems like that happens quite a bit. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. But a lot of times in the second half, in a real football game, it'll slow down. The scoring will slow down a lot, and maybe the winning team will score 7 or 14 points the whole second half. So a lot of times you'll be like, oh man, this team's going to score 70 or 80 points before it's all said and done. That usually doesn't happen. We'll see if it actually happens in this Madden simulation. See how realistic Madden is. Jalen Hurts is back in the shotgun from their 26-yard line after the kickoff. And Hurts is looking again, throwing it short over the middle. And that's going to be Sukias. I believe that's a new rookie receiver they got in the draft. That was good for 10 yards there. Going to make it another first down and 10. Eagles are going no huddle with about a minute and a half left. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun again. Looking down the field, throwing to his right. That is Gainwell with a run for about 6 yards, but the more important thing is he went out of bounds to stop the clock. Jalen Hurts on the line, almost like he's going to hand off, which would be surprising in the situation. He does back up the pass, and he hits Brown over the middle for a nice gain. They're into Cowboys territory here. That was about a 15-yard pass, again, right up the middle. Staying in the no-huddle offense, they still got all 3 timeouts to the Eagles. And this is a play-action pass and a misfire from Jalen Hurts, a rare misfire. I still see passes that bad too often from Jalen Hurts, not in big games like this. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun for the 2nd and 10 with 1:02 remaining in the half. Remember, the Eagles will get the second half kick, and that's another strike to Zacchaeus for another first down. That's the second first down reception Zacchaeus has received. We got an injury on the Cowboys. The Eagles are having success throwing strikes right down the middle against this Cowboys AI defense. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun again from the Cowboys' 30-yard line. Eagles definitely want to score some points here. And that is going to be Smith. He's been a big receiver for the Eagles since they drafted him a couple of years ago. Nice reception to Brown there on the left side. And that's going to make 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Jalen Hurts looking over the middle, and that is going to be a touchdown, but we do have a penalty, and it's going to be roughing the passer on Damone Clark of the Cowboys. Of the Cowboys roughing the passer. So that'll be tacked on to the extra point for the kickoff. Going for the PAT. 35-17. Under 30 seconds remain in this first half. Very high scoring affair. Like neither defense here can stop the offense. And it's going to be a kickoff here from the Eagles to the Cowboys. We'll see if the Cowboys in the AI, we're going to see how aggressive they end up being with under 30 seconds remaining. I'd be surprised if the Cowboys do anything except run the ball. But in the AI simulation, you never know what the heck they're going to do. Dak Prescott will probably come out in the shotgun, throwing the ball over the middle again. Turpin goes and gets slaughtered at about the 18-yard line. Or no, the 25-yard line, sorry. Yeah, I thought he didn't even make it out to the 20. That's what it looked like. Going to be really irrelevant, though. Again, we are seeing Dak Prescott in the shotgun with only 22 seconds remaining. A very aggressive Cowboys formations for this point in the game. And that's exactly what the Cowboys didn't want. That's exactly the kind of thing that's going to help the Philadelphia Eagles get back in the game. Cooks fumbled the ball. It is going to be a booth review. We're going to see if Cooks actually did fumble, and it was overturned. The Cowboys retain reception. They're up to the 42-yard line after that reception. I guess he was down. He did not fumble. Dak Prescott rolling to his left and throwing it straight out of bounds on a very odd play. 13 seconds remaining. That's only going to be one or two plays. The Cowboys have no timeouts remaining, so this may be the final play of the half here. Dak Prescott is changing the play, staying in the shotgun formation, however. He's got four wide receivers basically running straight outs, it looks like. He threw it to Lamb, but Lamb had to make a crazy catch and almost got up like he was hurt. That's why I say I was surprised that even the AI Cowboys there didn't just come out and run it there with under 30 seconds remaining in the halftime. We're already into the third quarter now. No halftime. The game is just like, let's get this game over with. We're not going to have any kind of halftime party or halftime music festival or songs being played or highlights or anything else. We're just going to go right to the third quarter. Like I said, the Eagles are going to start the game with the ball in the second half. Jalen Hurts over the middle. And he's got Devontae Smith over the middle that time. 9-yard gain. Make it 2nd and 1 from the Eagles 30-yard line. Devontae Smith now has over 50 yards on, I believe, 3 receptions. Hurts is back in the shotgun. The Eagles still need 18 points to reach the Cowboys score. And that's going to be a very nice run for Gainwell from the Eagles, who basically just ran around the left-hand side. He avoided a defender who basically jumped at him. Yep. That would have been a Curse, I do believe, who's number 1. Curse tried to dive for him and missed, and that allowed Gainwell to run a nice touchdown. That was about a 70-yard run. And the game is getting closer here, guys, to the very exciting game. The Eagles are making a nice comeback. 35-24, cutting that lead to only 11 points after that touchdown scamper, or after that touchdown dash, shall we say. Not really a scamper. That was just like a dash right through the hearts of the Cowboys defense. Barely took any time at all. Less than a minute gone of the third quarter. And this is going to be a very high-scoring game in this simulation. What we need is a couple more long drives like the Cowboys had in that first quarter, where they had that long, like 8 or 10-minute drive that ate up most of the first quarter. These really quick drives are definitely making this a very high-scoring affair. Herbert takes the ball from his own 1-yard line, makes a cutback, but only gets out to about the 21-yard line. Again, some extracurricular activity by the special teams as they push each other around. Turpin is acting like he had a run back for a touchdown there when he really was cut down pretty quickly at the 21-yard line. So I don't know why he's cheering so much. Dak Prescott is in the I formation with Pollard behind him. And he's back to pass, because why not? And that's a pass to CeeDee Lamb, but only for a minimal gain. A gain of 2 yards. The Eagles were all over that pass towards the sidelines from Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. Prescott stays in the shotgun for the 2nd and 8 play.
Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early.
So we have a false start on the Cowboys here. Going to make it 2nd and 13 from inside their own 20-yard line.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
The Eagles really need to stop here, try to get back in the game. Dak Prescott running for his life, and it caused a misfire. The pressure from 91 there on Dak Prescott was huge.
Because your friend, old momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek.
3rd and 13, a very difficult pass. Whether it be AI, Madden simulation, or whether it be real-life football, he's got pressure again, and that pressure caused an incompletion again. I'd be surprised if that wasn't a roughing the passer call there, as the AI Eagle threw Dak Prescott to the turf long after the pass was completed. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't a roughing the passer call there. At least in the AI simulation, the Eagles got away with one there. And a fair catch is taken at the 40-yard line of the Eagles. Eagles starting with great field position after stopping the Cowboys there. But that's exactly what the Eagles need to get back in this game. They've already scored at the end of the half and now scored on their first possession of the second half. And now after that stop and a punt by the Cowboys, the Eagles are right back in business on their own 40-yard line. Jalen Hurts is changing the play at the line. He's looking back and he's throwing to his side. And that's going to be their tight end. Don't know his name. Catalachua or something like that. Number 81, it's a good 6-yard gain. The clock is running as he did not get out of bounds. That's going to be a false start on the Eagles. Going to make that 2nd and 4 be a 2nd and 9. It also stops the clock with 9:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Jalen Hurts is in the shotgun. He hands it off to Smith. Or that's Gainwell, sorry. Yeah, Smith, actually not Smith, but Gainwell is actually in because Swift is actually hurt. Swift got hurt, remember that? Micah Parsons injured Swift early, I think it was like halfway through the 1st quarter or something. 3rd and 7, Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. He's looking, he's got time, and he throws it to Devontae Smith, but he's going to be just short. Now, this is definitely a play where the Eagles would have an almost automatic first down with their whole tush-push play, and I haven't seen any teams be able to stop the Eagles' tush-push. We'll see if they're going to punt. This is something that just wouldn't happen. Not at the 50-yard line. The Eagles down by 11 points halfway through the 3rd quarter. There is no way they would punt that ball. But we'll take it here in this simulation. But yeah, 4th and inches at the 50-yard line. You know damn well the Eagles would go for that in a real game. Especially with their almost automatic tush-push play. Regardless, the Cowboys are going to take the ball over at their own 24-yard line. And realistically, they're going to hand it off to Tony Pollard to try to run off some of this time left in the game. Retain their lead. Nice 6-yard gain by Tony Pollard. Almost making it look too easy. I mean, it looked like the Eagles had a very successful play there, but not before Pollard was able to run for 6 yards. Dak Prescott is surveying, showing short, but that is to Brandon Cooks. Along the sidelines, he's got a good gain of about 15 yards, all the way up to the Cowboys' 48-yard line. But the main play is that's a first down. Brandon Cooks is definitely the biggest receiver in this simulation. Makes me kind of wonder if Brandon Cooks is going to be the top receiver in Sunday night's game, the real game. I would be surprised if Brandon Cooks had more yards receiving than CeeDee Lamb. But in the simulation, it's Cooks again. with another 9.5-yard gain, leaving the Cowboys with a second and inches. In real football as well, second and inches, this is definitely a down and distance where you probably want to get in the shotgun like Dak is here, but go for that long bomb. They do have 4 receivers here, not going for the long bomb, but who else but Brandon Cooks again for about a 4-yard gain. But more importantly, a first down. The drive continues, and the Cowboys right now are eating the clock up with these short passes to Brandon Cooks over the middle. Yeah, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, and Brandon Cooks are just picking this defense apart right now. Pollard going up the middle, and he runs for a good 7 yards. And continuing to eat up the clock. Under 5 minutes left in the third quarter now as Dak Prescott moves up to the line. Tony Pollard in the backfield for the second down and 4 play. And it's going to be a handoff to Pollard, who's going to have another easy first down, running for almost 10 yards. Pollard is getting about 6 yards per carry on 10 rushes now. Yeah, the 6-yard average run is killing the Eagles right now. Not a whole lot of them, but enough to really help the Cowboys keep these drives going and eat up a lot of time. Prescott goes over the middle, but who else but Brandon Cooks yet again for another 5-yard gain over the middle. Cooks is up to almost 80 yards receiving on the day. Dak Prescott up to the line for the second and 5. Tony Pollard in the backfield. It looks like it's going to be a handoff to Pollard, who's going to run. This time, he actually gets stopped by the Philadelphia defense and only gains about 3 yards. So this is going to be a very important third down. Vital that the Eagles shut this down and stop them and make them go for a 3-point field goal rather than allowing them to get yet another touchdown. 3rd and 2. Dak Prescott is in the shotgun here, but he does keep the ball. And he tries to scramble out. That's a very believable call on 3rd and 2. I can definitely see the Cowboys and Dak Prescott going for something like that. But Prescott was actually lost a yard, and they didn't surprise anybody on the Eagles defense with that fake handoff to Tony Pollard. 4th and 3. The Cowboys are going to go for it here rather than kick the field goal. Also a very unbelievable call here. I think they would kick the field goal here. But no surprise here. Dak Prescott goes back and throws it to who else but Brandon Cooks. And this is yet another first down. A massive 4th down conversion on 4th and 3. They get about a 9-yard reception to Brandon Cooks. Cowboys just chewing up the clock here on the third quarter. And it's Brandon Cooks yet again for another 7-yard pass over the middle from Dak Prescott. Brandon Cooks has 10 receptions for 89 yards now, averaging almost 9 yards per catch. Many of them right over the middle. Many of them just almost making it look too easy for this Cowboys offense. Prescott up to the line. Pollard in the backfield. Who gets the handoff? Pollard gets down to the 2-yard line, but more importantly, gives the Cowboys a 1st and goal. And more importantly, continues to eat up even more of the clock. We probably got 1 play left in this third quarter. Down to 15, 14. In the I formation is Dak Prescott. Taking the ball from center Biotish. Fake handoff. And he goes to run back and almost a fake handoff. And it was going to be obviously a fake handoff and a pass into the end zone. But Dak Prescott fooled nobody again. And the Eagles were right there and sacked him in the backfield for a big loss. All the way back to the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 10. Pollard in the backfield. Dak Prescott up to the line, taking the ball from the center. And another fake handoff, play action. Goes into the corner of the end zone. And it's Schoonmaker, their rookie tight end, in the very back corner of the infield, who catches his first touchdown of the game. and continues this onslaught by the Cowboys, who are probably pretty damn pissed off after losing that first close game with the Eagles a month ago. That was a perfect pass from Dak Prescott after the play action handoff to Pollard, and Schoonmaker was pretty wide open in the backcourt of the end zone, but still good footing to make sure both his feet were in bounds when he caught the ball and then fell out of bounds. Cowboys are up 42-24. Fourth quarter has started, and the Eagles will be ready to receive the kickoff. Cowboys did a great job there of taking up and chewing up the clock in the third quarter. And not only doing that, but also driving down and increasing their lead, scoring a touchdown on that. A very efficient and effective drive. That would be very demoralizing for any defense. Aubrey is going to kick the ball off and going to be run out. And that is going to be the Eagles. The Eagles who are going to cut right through the middle. And Boston Scott is going to run that back with all his speed and his ability to get through the middle. And that makes another super quick score, much like Turpin had to start the game when he had a kickoff return back for a touchdown. The Eagles get their own TD return off a kickoff and put the lead by the Cowboys to only 11 after the successful PAT. 42-31 is the score now. The bad thing for the Eagles here is they're going to have to kick the ball back off to the Cowboys. And for the Eagles, they're really going to need a stop here to keep this game interesting and make this a good game. Because if they allow the Cowboys to eat up most of this fourth quarter with another drive like they just had, that's going to be almost the end of the game for the Eagles if they allow the Cowboys to drive down 2 at most of the clock and score yet another touchdown. Again, we are watching the offense in the huddle for the Eagles simply because the game is loading, and it's loading a kickoff from the Eagles to the Cowboys after that. I think it was like a 99-yard kickoff return by Boston Scott. Both the Cowboys and the Eagles have had a touchdown return. Turpin's going to try to add one to his, but he is going to get stopped not even at the 25. Almost to the 25 at the 24-yard line. And that's where the Cowboys will start. There's a lot of time left. Almost 12 minutes left. Cowboys with that 11-point lead with the ball. 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Tony Pollard, who's going to, again, go right up the middle. And not going to get stopped by the Eagles until he gets 14 yards right at the middle. There's just nobody watching for that run right at the middle on this AI Eagles defense. Again, kind of unbelievable. The Eagles wouldn't be expecting that at this point in the game. Dak Prescott has eaten up as much time as he can before he snaps the ball. That time getting it over the middle to his primary target, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb with 8 receptions for 63 yards. But he is second in receiving yards in this game to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, I believe, is almost at 100 yards on the day. Dak Prescott changing the play at the line on a 2nd and 2 from their own 44. And it is going to be a fake handoff and a pass over the middle to Tony Pollard. But he's going to be stopped there, but it's a 1st down. And more importantly, it's right in the middle, so it's going to continue to eat up that clock. We're now under 10 minutes remaining in the game. Dak Prescott up to the line. Looks like another handoff here to Pollard in the backfield. Dak Prescott eating up as much time as he can before he snaps the ball. And Pollard is just almost unstoppable, running for over 20 yards there on 1st and 10, right at the middle. He's got over 100 yards on the day. this defense of the Eagles, at least in this AI simulation, must be getting very tired because Pollard is just getting more and more deadly each time he takes the ball. Dak Prescott hands him the ball again. This time he only gets about 4 yards before getting smacked down. Cowboys now with over 400 yards of total offense.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Clock is down to just over 8 minutes now. 2nd and 6 for Dak Prescott from the Eagles' 30-yard line. Prescott is looking for a pass, this time hitting CeeDee Lamb, who's down to the 1-yard line on a nice 29-yard connection from Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb over the left-hand side. And CeeDee Lamb was just wide open right there and catches a pass thrown right in his hands by Dak. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Dak Prescott is back, but he fumbled. He was hit and fumbled the ball. And Tyler Smith was able to get back and recover the fumble and prevent the Eagles from getting the turnover they desperately need to get back in this game. But that's way back at the 9-yard line. Dak Prescott is up to the line. There's under 7 minutes remaining, and Tony Pollard, much like a lot of this game, right at the middle, and wasn't even touched before he gets in the end zone. That's Tony Pollard's 2nd touchdown of the game. And Pollard, well over 100 yards rushing now, 2 touchdowns, and making this Eagles defense look like butter, basically. Making it look like Pollard is a hot knife, and the Eagles defense is just a slab of butter, and he's just able to cut through that defense with ease. We got a loading time now as the Cowboys will kick it off to the Eagles, who are now 18 points behind. Looking very unlikely like the Eagles are going to catch the Cowboys in the simulation. Right now we already have 80 points scored in the simulation between both teams. (49-31) Cowboys. 6:53 remaining in the simulation. Aubrey to kick it off, and he kicks it down to the 3-yard line. Where Boston Scott will take the ball again. This time he's not as successful. And he makes it to the 24-yard line. Jalen Hurts is in the shotgun. Throws it to A.J. Brown over the middle, but that's not going to be nearly enough. The Cowboys, even in an AI simulation, are going to be more than happy to allow him to connect with 5-yard passes over the middle at this point. The Eagles need to really start going for some long bombs here to even have a hope of getting back in this game. But Hurts continues to throw short passes. He is tackled before he gets out of bounds, so the clock's going to continue to run. I mean, it's a 1st down. It's another short gain. But it's going to be too little too late if they continue to throw passes like this. Jalen Hurts is in the shotgun for this 1st down play at the Eagle 37-yard line. That's the better connection. That's going to be Devontae Smith catching it over the middle. He's going to get about 13 yards on that pass. But he is tackled in the middle of the field, and the clock's going to just continue to run down. The Eagles are now in Cowboys territory down at the 46-yard line. Jalen Hurts throwing short again over the middle and a misfire. But that is something that actually stops the clock. And that might be a blessing for the Eagles at this point. The Cowboys defense has looked a lot better in this simulation than the Eagles defense has. That is for sure. Goddard with a 3-yard connection over the middle that's going to eat up another 30 to 40 seconds of game time. And really, if you're the Eagles, that's just not worth it. At this point in the game, 3 yards for 40 seconds of game time, just not worth it. Hurts is back in the shotgun for this 3rd down and 7 now. And Hurts is surveying the field, throwing over the middle again. This time, he's got the Zacchaeus again. Actually, it was knocked out of his hands. My bad. And it was knocked out of his hands by Micah Parsons on that 3rd down reception. It wasn't a reception because of the hit he took from Micah Parsons. 4th down and 7. Jalen Hurts in a desperate attempt to keep the game going. He's throwing it here, and another misfire by Jalen Hurts. As a Cowboys fan, I can only hope that Jalen Hurts has a bad game like this with so many of these passes being misfires. 4 minutes left. The Cowboys take over the ball on downs at their own 44-yard line. And there's going to be a lot of Tony Pollard here, I do believe. For the first time this whole game, the Eagles are able to stop Pollard to only about a 2-yard gain. I feel like that's about the first time. Maybe back in the first quarter or something like that. Maybe they stopped Pollard to a short gain, but yeah. The 3rd quarter, the 4th quarter, Pollard's been able to run very effectively. Pollard again on 2nd down, and the Eagles are looking for it and stop him to a gain of 3. That's going to make a very critical 3rd down and 5. But at this point, the game's pretty much over. There's just not enough time for the Eagles to come back, being down by 18 points right now. Dak Prescott is in the shotgun for this 3rd down and 5 to try to keep the drive alive. Try to continue to run out the clock on the Eagles. And it is a very safe but very effective pass over the middle to Jake Ferguson. I believe that's only his 2nd or 3rd catch. But his catches have been important for the first downs, and that was yet another first down for the Cowboys. And that's going to pretty much, we're going to go down to the 2-minute warning here before the Cowboys even have to snap a play. The Eagles have 3 timeouts, but at this point, what's the point of even calling a timeout? Because there's no way they can win this game. It's game over. In the I formation, Dak Prescott up to the line with 2 minutes remaining. A 1st down and 10 from the Eagles' 45-yard line. Tony Pollard up the middle, 2 yards, but more importantly, he's going to run the clock down even more. I'm kind of surprised the Eagles aren't calling timeouts, to be honest. This is pretty cool that the Eagles aren't calling timeouts, and it's almost like they accept the loss. Yeah, I'm just surprised the computer, the AI, isn't stopping the clock just because they can. Tony Pollard again with another nice run. He's up to about 130 yards rushing on the day. So 20 carries for about 130 yards. That's about almost a 6 yards average. Pollard going up the middle again, this time only for 1. But that is going to be the last play, unless the Eagles were to call a timeout. That's the game. The Cowboys win this one 49-31, guys. And remember, this was a live stream that I did here on Twitch. So it wasn't like I'm just, playing simulations over and over and over again on Madden until I got a game where the Cowboys won. No, I actually streamed this here on Twitch. So you guys can go check this game out on Twitch. This is the first simulation of the Cowboys and the Eagles that I streamed on Twitch, and it is going to be the one. So even if the Eagles had won this game 50-10, this would still be the game that I would upload to my YouTube channel. Just for any of you guys that care enough or care and want to watch it, So Jalen Hurts had a 70% completion, but he was throwing a lot of short passes. He had 2 TDs on the day. Dak Prescott had a much better day with 344 yards, 5 touchdowns, throwing over 86% of his passes were connecting. I can only hope that that's the kind of statistics Dak Prescott has Sunday night. Anything close to that, and I would just be ecstatic. Let's go ahead and look at the player stats if we would. Dak Prescott, 146.1 QB rating. That's almost a perfect QB rating. Look at that completion, 31 out of 36, 344 yards, 86% completion. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, with an average of 9.5 yards per attempt. Jalen Hurts had a 100.2 rating, still a very good rating, but connecting on a much smaller percentage at 70%, 227 yards, and 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Remember that 1 interception early to who else but Deron Bland. Deron Bland, a very, very believable interception. If Jalen Hurts is going to throw an interception here in this upcoming game, I do believe that Deron Bland would be a very believable corner for him to throw that interception to. So here's our rushing. Tony Pollard with 21 carries for 130 yards, 6.1 yards per carry. He did have 2 touchdowns in the game. Swift only had 4 attempts for 13 yards. Remember, he did get hurt. But Gainwell there, three rushes for 74 yards because of that long 70-yard touchdown and a 24.6-yard average. Dak Prescott did run the ball twice and only got 3 yards. Jalen Hurts ran the ball twice for 11 yards. I think we're going to see both Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts rush the ball more than 2 times in this upcoming game in real life. If we look at receptions, Brandon Cooks was the big receiver. He actually wound up with less yards than CeeDee Lamb, 89 yards. CeeDee Lamb had 93 after it was all said and done. So CeeDee Lamb is the #1 receiver in the game. And CeeDee Lamb also had 2 touchdowns compared to Cooks only had the 1. So very believable there. Tony Pollard there had 6 catches for 101 yards receiving. So actually, Tony Pollard was the Cowboys' #1 receiver in this particular game. We had Smith here. Devontae Smith for the Eagles had 74 yards. Pretty believable. He's a big threat. And A.J. Brown also nearly 100 yards. Only 4 receptions for 80 yards. Very believable that he'd be averaging about 20 yards per completion. So Zacchaeus for the Eagles, their rookie wide receiver. Actually, he's not a rookie. He has 4 years experience. So I don't know if it's just taken him a while before the Philadelphia Eagles started playing him a lot, or if they got him in a trade with another team or whatever. Yeah, he looks like a legitimate threat, at least in the simulation. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of yards, but he did have some big receptions for 1st downs in the game. Yep, so there you guys go. There's the defense, the kicking, the punting there, and then the special teams with Turpin and Boston Scott both having a touchdown return on the kickoffs. So they evened up that. Cavante Turpin. And again, Dak Prescott, the MVP of this game, I would say, with 344 yards receiving, a nearly perfect quarterback rating, 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Dak Prescott, easily the MVP in this computer simulation. And even though the score might be a little bit different in the real game, we have the Cowboys winning and Dak Prescott being the MVP. Let's see if that really happens this Sunday night. Will the Cowboys actually win pretty easily? And will Dak Prescott be the MVP? I think that's probably a pretty believable outcome. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if you're watching this on my YouTube channel. What do you guys think is going to happen in this Cowboys-Eagles second game? Are the Cowboys going to be able to get some revenge on the Eagles for that first meeting up in Philadelphia, where it seemed like so many bad calls and so many non-calls on flags went the Eagles' way, and the ball bounced just right, and it was just a game of inches, where if one play had been just a little bit different, the Cowboys would have ended up pulling that game out, even with all the no calls that should have been flags on the Eagles. I know I saw a video on YouTube somewhere where somebody was looking at all the replays and showed at least like 40 flags that should have and could have been called in the Eagles that simply weren't called in that game. So he was basically saying that this game should be, up for investigation and be investigated by the league for the lack or the horrible officiating in that game. Anyway, I don't want to know what you guys have to say. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know if you guys are an Eagle or a Cowboys fan and what you thought of this Madden simulation. Do you guys think the score is going to be maybe not 49-31? Do you think the Cowboys are basically going to win, pretty big here by a couple of touchdowns anyway? And is Dak Prescott going to end up being the MVP? I would love to know. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.